Hey, what is up guys? Today's video, one of the best Xbow players inside the world as a special guest on the channel, and I was asking him, hey man, like back then when I asked him, he was #1 in the world, can you show me some replays against the most difficult matchup? And he says yes, I actually had a ton of difficult matchups and he was so nice to show them to me. So today we're going over the biggest Xbow hard counter and how to beat them. If you guys don't want to miss any videos in the future on this channel, want to see more high-level pro con like that, don't forget to subscribe. Most of you guys aren't subscribed yet, so feel free to feel free to do it, and also activate notification bell. Also make sure to check out Badfast Xbow. His Twitter link will be in the video description below. He's such a nice guy, and thank you so much, like once again, for him to share that, like that you can get better with Xbow 3.0, and also use creator code in the shop. Really helps me, really supports me, and I would say let's jump to the games. Beating hard counters with Xbow Cycle. Let's go. So guys, here in the first game, and the first game I actually want to show is this matchup. Xbow versus Lava, Loon, Miner. You can also put in the Ice Spirit of the E-Spirit. I don't really know what is better, but when I saw him playing, he most of the time used the Electro Spirit. So I think Electro Spirit makes the deck a bit easier than Ice Spirit, because I think Ice Spirit is like a higher skill cap card. So I would play the Electro Spirit, to be honest. So this matchup against Lava, Loon, Arrows is like not easy. Why is it not easy? You have the Arrows against Archers, and you also have Miner Zap against Archers. So even if your opponent's gonna outcycle you, it's really tough. You also have the Miner against the Tesla, so it's honestly not an easy matchup. So how is Badfast gonna play this out? So as I kind of find out on his gameplay, he doesn't really like to go in with an Xbow without his opponents dropping in a Lava Hound. The only thing, or the only timing he's doing it, is when the opponent has the proper card, not the proper cards in hand. Especially here right now, he went with Xbow the bridge because he had no skulls in cycle, he wasn't able to cycle log at example, and like every other play would have got punished. So if he goes with Archers in the back, Rakan, imagine he just had Lava in cycle, he would have went with a Lava in the back. If he goes with a Knight in the back, not the greatest player against Lava, because he can just go for Lava in the back in the same lane as the Knight, or with Inferno in the back, so the Knight would have been wasted. So honestly, a really smart decision from Badfast going in aggressive there with the Xbow. Even normally, if I see his gameplay, he doesn't really like to drop his Xbow before Lava comes down, but they always some specific moments where you you always have your plan, and this is great, but you always need plan B. So especially considering the opponent has every answer in cycle against normal troops. So another really interesting point Badfast did there, he was supporting his Archers with the Knight, because he knew he is playing against the Lava player after seeing the balloon also. So supporting his Archers, especially in single X time, is a great move, because you have the opponent is not easy for him to defend, or if he's gonna play his Barbarians, he can't support his Lava and push as easy as that. So always try to support your Archers against Lava matchups, helps a ton, because yeah, as I said, it's really annoying for the opponent to deal with. So now we're gonna see a great Knight catch up. Knight redirects also the Miner. Now we're gonna see a great Electro Spirit. This is why Electro Spirit is so strong. So the tower is not down yet, but I think we will see a defensive Xbow coming down here from Badfast, which is an insanely good play, because first of all, Lava gets distracted at the same time. In case Rakan is gonna get a tower with Miner, Fireball, Arrows, he will win the game. So he's going for the Knight prediction, and even if Rakan would have got the tower now, I'm really confident that Badfast still would have won the game, because at 1-1, even 1-1 is not really nice, you can still take it up if you play aggressive with the Xbow. And I think the only really matchup where the Xbow player can still win at 1-1 is Lava, to be honest, because the deck from Rakan doesn't really have too much against air. I wouldn't say it's a big hard counter from Rakan, but this is not an easy matchup. As a normal player, if you're Xbow Pro, for sure you would say, okay, this is a matchup I take. But if you're a casual Xbow player like I'm in general, this is what I want to say. This is not an easy matchup. GG's were played. We're jumping on to the second one. So this is actually a snipe, guys. So this is really interesting. Badfast faced realy, one of the best Miner Warbreaker players in the world, but Badfast actually got sniped here. So you guys are gonna see realy has the Tesla, he has the Miner, he has the Fireball, he also has the Log, and he has the Warrior Giant. So this is a pure snipe. So this deck is built to hard counter to hard counters Bedfast deck. So this is like, after seeing your Royal Giant, I think like Bedfast is gonna think, really man, you're normally playing Minor Wall Breaker, what is that? But you guys will see how Bedfast is beating a snipe, and he's even laughing here because he knows, okay, we got sniped here in the top of ladder. So if this match doesn't show how good he is with Xbow, like how to beat like kinda counter deck with Xbow, I don't really know. Like, I think these are like the most interesting matches for me to watch. If like one guy is building a deck around like some cards to counter an opponent's deck, and then still the guy who got sniped beats him. I'm always like so interested to watch this. So most likely Remy Ellis' tactic is going to be always have the Royal Giant ready and go in with the Miner chip. And this looks like a really simple move. Like, how is Bedfast going to break through Tesla, Royal Giant, and also the good old Miner Fireball chip? Like, Miner Fireball, Miner Log always does chip damage, also always have the Royal Giant ready. You also have the Tesla, so you have a ton of answers, like 3 really good Xbow defensive answers, and your opponent has Miner chip. So how the heck is he able to capitalize on defense? How is he able to defend the Miner for a positive elixir trade? And how is he gonna get damage? Because it's not like Icebow, where you can rocket cycle and play perfect defense. In this matchup, he needs to get Xbow connection. So, like, we are gonna see like a really aggressive Xbow here because he knows the Royal Giant is out of hand. Now, that's what I see like a ton at Bedfast like doing, honestly, is that he knows when the opponent doesn't have the best cards in cycle. So he's gonna get a small log here, not like a huge log, like what I would say, oh, this is game already, but a small log. And this was because he went really aggressive with his Knight Xbow, which like when most of the players wouldn't have done it, played like a Knight in the back, he knew no RG in hand and also like a small elixir advantage. So really great play. Smens. And I don't really like the discussion who is better with Xbow, like best than A or Bedfast. I don't really like in general like this talks all the way who's the best Xbow player, who's the best Logback player. I'm just so like, I think like in some matchup maybe this guy is better overall, maybe Bedfast isn't as good as best than A overall, but I still think like, man, he has a number 5 finish and he was like number 1 earlier like 2 days ago, so he needs to be a great player, right? And I still think, yeah, I don't really know, like I can't really argue that who's the better player, but I still think we can see why he is so good with Xbow. And I think yeah, this gameplay will help us a lot. And even if he's not the best Xbow player, he's still one of the best, like top 3 for sure. So going in here with the Knight and also here with a high Archer's really interesting point here, like really interesting thing to see that he didn't decide to go in with a Tesla. He decided to let like one Royal Giant hit go, and then he went in with the Archers, with the Knight, and then he went with another Xbow. Why did he do that? Because he wanted to get a huge counter push, because Tesla is not really counter pushing, so he decided to do that. You guys gonna see Bedfast is keeping up the pressure. Always want to go opposite lane. This is the most important thing. You don't want to push same lane. Not same lane with Xbow, because they're always gonna get spell value on your tower. And if you go opposite lane, this is what you want to see, because even if they do log chip damage on your tower, they're going to get minor chip damage. You don't really care about that, right? Because it's the opposite tower. Like, Remy only wants to go to the left side. So, let me go, let me go. But I think, like, as you guys see, like, which Bedfast is like doing, I mean, like, really great. Where I'm like really surprised he's that good, is that he always knows how much elixir Remy Ellie has, and always knows what he has in cycle. He's going in with aggressive Xbow at 6 elixir because he knows he doesn't have anything. And like, I mean, like, that's the thing which the best active players know. They always know the opponent's cycle, they always know how much elixir they have, and they always know when to start like spell cycling. So going in with a miner, also going in with the Royal Giant here. I think now he's just gonna log that, and you guys gonna see how Bedfast did aggression there. And as I said, miner, Tesla, and Royal Giant. But as you guys also saw, it's just incredible how Bedfast was pressuring 24/7 on the right side with aggressive Xbows, and Remy Ellie was never able to go in with a miner on the tower. He was never able to go in with miner on the tower. He always had to play the miner defensive as a tank against the opponent's Xbow. So really well played by Bedfast. I think he played this perfectly. He's even laughing here because he knows, yeah, he got sniped, but he still got a dub. GG's well played. Bedfast played insane, and this is like a pure hard counter, and he beat it because he just played better than the opponent. So it's your next game, and now we're watching a mirror matchup, Bedfast Xbow. against Sorg. I don't really know how to pronounce his name, but this is a great Xbow mirror matchup, and I actually saw it live, so this is going to be an insane game, guys. Seeing Badfast against one of the best Xbow players also in the world, this is gonna be insane, and I'm really interested to see if Badfast is able to take the dub here and how he's gonna win this and how to play Xbow mirror matchup, because this is like a really interesting question. I think if you guys want to get better in Xbow mirror, you always want to learn how to also win the mirror matchup, because if Xbow gets more popular, you need to win the mirror matchup. Especially like the same I had with Minor Warbreaker. When Minor Warbreaker was really popular, I was like most of the time like one of the best Minor Warbreaker player, but it's always a different thing, like learning how to beat like different type of decks, beating like hard counters, but like playing mirror matchups and beating your opponents with the same deck isn't as easy as it thinks. Like as easy as it seems, honestly. Like, you guys are gonna think, okay, this guy's the same deck as me, I know how to beat it, I beat like the biggest hard counter in Clash Royale, but it's always like, something different, because there are like always different play styles which you need to have. And some matchups you need to play more aggressive than an opponent, some matchups it's about playing more defensive than an opponent in a mirror matchup. So let's find out how this matchup has to be played. And it looks like it's going to be a really aggressive game. Badfast played a really aggressive Xbow on left side, got an early connection, and now I'm really interested to see what he's going to do. Is he keeping up the pressure with offensive Xbows, or is he more playing defensive and going in with defensive Xbows and more like a log cycle game? Yeah, as you guys see, he's going for log, he's going scan, so it looks like he decided to go in for the second, going also with an Xbow, so it looks like he's like more trying to get early chip damage, and now like kind of focusing on the defensive end and trying to go in with the defensive Xbow, stack it, and just try to get as much value as possible from the defensive Xbow. So high archer's coming down, he's just gonna lock the opponent here, and the opponent gets a small Xbow lock, which is always like really nice. So we're going in with another Xbow here, and also going in with a knight. We also go with archers here to bridge from the opponent's side. And like also, you can also learn from the opponent, because the opponent Xbow player is also like a top 50 Xbow player right now. So he needs to be good also. So it's not like that are both like two bad Xbow players. So they're like one of the best Xbow players in the game right now, like both. And now Badfast went with a prediction Tesla, because he knew, he was like, okay, most likely Sorg is going to keep up the pressure. He did it before, but Sorg did like a really great move. We really need to admit that. He was like kind of predicting the prediction, so he thought like, okay, Badfast is going to expect me to go in aggressive once again. So I kind of try to switch it up, going with defensive Xbow here, and now I'm really interested to see what he's going to do. Okay, he's just deciding to go with a fireball here, and yeah, going with E-Spirits is always a great move. Like going with E-Spirits, going with logs at the bridge, and like the opponent needs to deal with that, because like you can't let the E-Spirit or like the Ice Spirit connect in a mirror matchup. So always most of like a really important point, also going with the Xbow high here, because if you go low, you can fireball the left tower and also the right tower. This is not what you want to get, right? You don't want to give the opponent fireball value on your lower tower. Okay. I think now, let's see, okay, going with the Xbow like this, and Badfast still decides to go on with the defensive Xbows. This will be intense. So great knight by the opponent. Opponent is playing really well right now. Shout to him. And we get an Xbow connection, like the opponent's getting Xbow connection on his Xbow, but now he needs to go with archers. He's gonna log this. Does he get an Xbow connection? Does he get an Xbow connection? He does get an Xbow connection. This will be really tough. So he needs to log this, and this is like one of the only Xbow connections you get in a mirror matchup. So how the heck is Badfast coming back here? Now he decides to go with a fireball directly on the town. He doesn't care about the Xbow here. So another fireball is coming down. This looks like a really great spell cycle game. You know, spell cycle isn't great most of the time, but still, he's gonna get a log rate on the Tesla, and now he's going for high Tesla here. This is just insanity. Like who's getting the control on the field? Like who's able to control the game in a better way? Just go for log here. And it looks so easy, guys. It looks so easy, but you always need to have like a mind. Okay, there's a Tesla, there's a knight. I really need to make sure always that I'm able to catch his troops. Imagine like once you're like missing up an Xbow with the knight skeletons, you lost the game. So you always need to keep in mind. You always need to be so careful about spending elixir. And as you guys see, it's so close. You go for fireball here, going also for E-Spirit. And I think now he's going with archers here. He's also going for lord. He's going with skeletons. And he needs to get it down. The archer is not connected, but the X was connected in the last second. He's taking it up. 100 HP. What a game. GG's well played from both sides. Both played amazing. And I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Like some Xbow psychic gameplay from the top 10. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys want to see it more often in the future with different decks, like seeing some matchups against the best players in the world, let me know in the comment section. Check out Best in Ace Twitter for sure. And I hope you guys enjoyed today's one as much as I did. I'm gonna see you guys tomorrow. Peace out, thanks for watching, and goodbye, guys.